Hey guys, welcome back. It is day 6 of the 12 Days of Sadness, and here I'm with Jaclyn.
Hi!
Yes!
We're gonna talk about anxiety.
Anxiety.
You had some anxiety about filming a video on anxiety.
I know.
Which is interesting.
I was getting really nervous, and like I haven't like done a collab for the 12 days yet, so I'm like kind of...
Oh, I'm special.
I'm nervous, and I don't know how this is gonna work out, but...
It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
We're gonna talk through all our shit, and by the end of this, we're gonna be like new people.
I think we're also gonna touch on toxic relationships.
Well, yeah, it's a source of anxiety, so yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's talk about your anxiety. So when it all...
Oh my
began?
God. Mine probably started like 5 or 6 years ago. I was in medical school at the time, and that was like before I decided to drop out and move to LA to do YouTube, which my parents were thrilled about. Not gonna be a doctor, mom and dad. I'm gonna be a YouTuber. Yeah.
Wait, how did I not know you were gonna be a doctor? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But yeah, I started experiencing a lot of anxiety through that whole ordeal. And then moving to LA, I went through a series of toxic relationships that, like, you know, one after another, and it just kind of like breaks you down at some point, and anxiety just goes up. So that was fun. I think I'm through most of that, but I still have anxiety. Like, things stress me out, things get to me quicker than they used to, because I'm like a little bit affected by previous things, so now I have to like work through all that shit, so it's difficult, but
it's kind of like it opens that door, so now you're more susceptible to anxiety of certain things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because if you have a lot of negative experiences, you kind of like brace for that to happen again and again, and it's like difficult to get rid of that.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. My dog is...
Should we let your doggy in?
Alright, I guess my dog was experiencing anxiety for the first time. Okay, so where did we leave off? So we were talking about...
You said that you recently started experiencing anxiety.
Yeah, well, I've always had social anxiety. I just don't like social things. Like, I hate being in social settings, like parties and stuff, unless like I know
Really? You threw
people.
a great party not long ago. Last year was like a Christmas party?
No,
making out with your dog.
I mean, I'm more comfortable like at like YouTube events or my own home or something.
That
like, that's easy, because then I can like meet them. It's like they're kind of forced to meet you. Like, they kind of they have to say hi and be like, oh my God, like,
that makes
welcome.
sense.
But like if I were to just go to someone's random party or something, and like, let's say my friend was gonna be there, but he wasn't there yet, and I didn't know anyone, oh my God, I would not talk to anyone. Like, I would just be so...
So it's just like social situations. How about like when you're on your own? That's when it hits me. Like, whenever I'm around people, normally I'm actually better. It's whenever I'm in my own head that I start to spiral and be like, oh my God, this bad thing's gonna happen, and then because that happened, this next bad thing is gonna happen, and that can go on forever until I just get to a point where I am really not feeling great.
Yeah, like I think like when you start feeling anxiety, it's like it's just the door starts to open, and then all of a sudden you start feeling anxiety over everything, and then like, you know, my depression has a play in that, and like I start getting really like, oh no, like I'm spiraling out of control, you know, who's gonna watch these videos? Like, it's just like my anxiety just becomes everything. Everything I'm doing, everything I'm saying, I'm very like nervous about. I'm like, should I reach out to this person? What are they gonna think?
Yeah, I have that too, where I like to isolate myself.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling that way, I really hate I guess it's like the sympathy is fine, but I almost interpret sympathy as pity sometimes. So I feel like I don't even want to tell anyone that I'm struggling. I'm like, you know what, I'll handle this on my own. Yeah. I think I'm Superwoman when I am not. And I like internalize, which is really bad. I've been like trying to not do that. Yeah. Because that's really unhealthy. So advice: don't keep it in. Talk to people.
I know, and I'm always like, oh, I don't want to bother so and so. Like, like how many times has my best friends heard like, oh, I'm sad. You know what I mean? I'm like,
but like, you know, how would you feel if they reached out to you for help?
I love it. Like, I personally would rather them reach out to me, because
then they maybe would love it too if you reached out to them.
No, yeah, I talked to them about it actually, and I was like, do you guys ever feel like I'm a little too much? And they're like, that's just you, and we love you for you. And
see, there's you know, good friends then.
But I still get anxiety over it. Yeah, you know, like I feel like I'm like, oh God, like here I am, like sad again, and they're just like,
Yeah.
get the fuck over it.
So have you like learned any tricks or techniques on how to handle that when you're feeling that way?
I reach out. I ask for help. Like when I'm really anxious or whatever, like I realize like when you're alone, it happens more. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like for some reason you isolate yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tough to do that on your own. So reaching out, that's a good technique. Well, let's make a list of things you can do when you're feeling anxious. Reach out to friends.
Okay.
Breathing exercises help me sometimes because I forget to breathe. Like my whole body tenses up and I have to just be like, okay. And that actually, like after you do like 10 like deep inhale, exhale cycles, you do feel a little bit better.
So is that like a panic attack or an anxiety attack?
Well, the thing is, I have anxiety, and whenever I start to do that spiraling thing, it sometimes will lead to a panic attack, which it's interesting to talk about those too, because everyone experiences them differently. Like for me, like I have chest pain, my heart races, I hyperventilate, like I feel shaky, and I'm just like very, very sad, and I cry a lot, and I feel like I'm going crazy. And the worst part about it is that I feel like I have no control over my emotions.
I know,
like,
you and your body.
Yeah.
You have no control over your body. Like you can't.
It's a really helpless feeling.
Yeah. I had my first anxiety attack in September, and I thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah. That's my first one was like that too. It scared the shit out of me.
And like my whole body was like kind of tense every day for a week, because then I was having anxiety over thinking it was going to happen again.
Yeah.
So like it was hard for me to eat or hard for me to do anything because I thought I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me.
Yeah, that's difficult. So yeah, in those moments, whenever you're feeling like super anxious, it's hard to like come out of that, at least in my experience. I have tried the breathing thing. Talking to people is what helps a lot. I actually was considering at one point getting a weighted blanket. I never did.
I have one.
You have one? Have you used it?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. And it's so bad because I don't even have it in my room because everyone that comes over... Okay, so I bought it at Brookstone when it was going out of business for like $35 or something.
Okay.
And they still sell them online for $150 or something really ridiculous. And I had 2 people go and pay full price on the website because they're obsessed with my weighted blanket.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to explain it. That weighted blanket is amazing. Yeah, it's on the couch because everyone goes like, where's your weighted blanket? And I hate carrying it up and down the stairs.
That's a good idea. I should probably do that.
You need one.
Because something about like pressure on your chest when you're laying down, like it just makes you like relax. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird psychological... I thought it was just me. No, and then I talk to people and I'm like, oh my God. And then like this thing exists for that. That's kind of cool.
It literally feels like someone's hugging you. Like it just, you feel secure and you feel...
That's it. It's like a sense of security probably.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh.
You're like, oh. Everyone here is going to be like, I need a weighted blanket.
I've been thinking about getting one for a long time.
Well, I'm gonna give you one. I have a problem where I will buy things for my future boyfriend that doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
And I have like a lot of things. So I actually bought 2 of the weighted blankets
to
want to give to my future boyfriend.
You get a weighted blanket.
You get one. You get no, but like I'm just gonna give it to you because like realistically, I need to stop hoarding things for that. It's giving me anxiety. I'm running out of space.
Say, that's an anxiety inducing thing, hoarding.
Yeah.
That's another thing I do. I clean. Like to reduce my own stress. Like I don't know if that's healthy, but like if I'm feeling really anxious, I'll be like, oh my God, now is a great time to mop the floor.
Yeah. I mean that's a good thing.
It ends up being very productive.
Yeah.
And it also does relieve stress. But then at the end when everything is clean, I like light a candle and I lay down and I'm like, okay, I gotta relax. Kind of relax.
I noticed that like when my environment is dirty or like there's a lot to do, like even little things like if I have to do the dishes, I have to vacuum, I have to do the laundry or something. If it's like more than a couple things, I get very anxious. Like I'm just like...
It's overwhelming. Making a list helps with that because then at least you don't have like everything running through your mind. You can kind of like take it from your brain and put it on paper and it's a little bit, you can like remove yourself from that a little bit.
I actually write down like each day and I give myself 2-3 things that I need to do, even if it's like simple things like go to the dog park, go and do laundry, do the dishes. Well, like I do the dishes every day, but like little things. And it helps me be like spread them out. So this way I'm not like waiting to a moment and then like being overwhelmed by the whole situation.
That's a good idea. Definitely a good idea. Have you ever taken like any anxiety meds?
No.
I took Lexapro for a while and ended up really not liking it. But I mean, that's a touchy subject because like some things work for some people and sometimes like not for other people.
Yeah, and I believe that medicine does help a lot of people, but like I'm right now trying to go through the natural route of everything.
Well, now I am too, because I think when I started taking that, maybe I needed it at the time.
Yes.
But I think that a lot of what I was going through at that time was situational. And once I figured out my life and kind of, you know, therapy and all of those things, I was able to move forward without needing medication. But it did help me at a time.
What I've realized is like life figures itself out in time. Like you figure out things as well, but like just in general, life kind of sorts itself out. Like something that's bothering you right now might not bother you tomorrow or even like a year from now, or sometimes it's like 10 years from now, but you know what I mean? Like, so I actually talked to my psychiatrist and they wanted to put me on, well, she said I have anxiety, depression, and like all this crazy stuff. So I said, okay, let me go through the holiday season, and if I'm still, you know, feeling this way, I'll look into taking it for the first time, because I've been putting it off. I'm like, no, I don't want it. I want it. Let me try to figure it out first.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's good though that you know, went to therapy and worked on that. I would say that's a really important tip also. Like, not only reaching out to friends and family for help, but getting sometimes professional help and advice is really, really beneficial.
So have you gotten like professional advice?
I have
Is that
before.
too much?
No. I've talked about this many times on my channel. I'm very open with my life, which some people think is bad, but it's therapeutic for me. Speaking of therapy, I like it.
No, that's exactly, that's the reason why I'm doing this, is because my therapist, like earlier this year, was like, if that's what you want to do, if you want to cry in front of a camera a million times, like, do it, because you know what, if that's what makes you feel better, helping people feel better, who cares about how many people watch it? It doesn't matter. This is it's you, and it's true to yourself. So that's why I was like, you know what, I don't care. People always call me, you know, cry baby or whatever. Because I do have a lot of videos crying.
Call me cry baby, cry.
Oh my god. But
probably shouldn't sing that. She's controversial now too. God, everything. God. You can't say anything anymore. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I had to bleep you out. Oh no.
But no, therapy is really important, and it's stigmatized for no reason. Like, people are afraid to get help because they're like, oh, I don't need help, I can fix it on my own, and they're also like embarrassed. They don't want people to know that they're doing that, which it's so human and it's so normal, and I wish people would be more willing to do that, because it's really, really helpful.
Yeah, I know. For the longest time, I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I have friends, I have family, I can talk to people. Why would you spend money on something like that?
That was my thing too, with money. I was like, I don't have, like, listen, I need to like put my money elsewhere, but there's really not a whole lot more important than your mental health, you know?
Exactly. So once your mental health is kind of like, when you have control over that, I feel like your life can be a lot better. And just the fact that, like, that is the hardest thing to control. Like, all these, like, disorders and mental illnesses and all that's the hard part of life, I think.
Yeah, well, life is difficult. Everyone has stuff that they're going through, and it's so easy to feel like you're alone and that you can figure it out on your own and that you shouldn't tell anyone because it's just you. But I promise you, everybody has something going on. Everybody is struggling, so there's no shame in talking about it, or talking to your friends, or talking to a therapist, or any of those things. And like, since we're talking about anxiety, like, it's great to talk about breathing exercises and, you know, all of these things. Like, I exercised a lot to try to like reduce stress, which is great. And you know, all of these things are great, but I think the most important thing is like getting to the root of the problem. Like, what is causing anxiety for you? What is it in your life that you can work on so that in the future you don't have as much anxiety anymore? And for me, it was a lot of like what we talked about at the beginning of the video. It was just toxic people, relationships, whether it's like, you know, a partner, a romantic relationship, or friendships, or even sometimes relationships with family. There are certain times like where people just break you down, and you have to learn how to like cope with that, which is where therapy can come into play and really help you out. But for me, it's like, all these things to manage anxiety are important, but you have to get to the very root of it. Otherwise, you're gonna still have it.
Yeah, I feel like anxiety because I feel like people always hate me, and I don't want to like reach out to people because I feel like it's trendy for people to dislike me, and I feel like people will just take something small and like blow it up and make it seem, I don't know, like I'm nervous to talk to like even other YouTubers sometimes because
yeah, I mean, listen, I've been through my fair share of people not liking me because of the things that I say.
Oh, yeah.
Religion is a touchy subject. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's so easy. It's so easy to hate someone for something you see them say. But the thing you should do, I feel like, in a lot of situations is step back and look at that person's intention. Like, did they intend, like, people take what I say and they think, oh, well, she hates all Christians. It's like, no. I represent an opposition to a lot of the things that people push in modern day politics with religion, and I don't like those types of things, and you know, I'm very frustrated with religion itself, but that doesn't mean I hate the people who hold those beliefs. Like, they're two totally different things, but people would rather just take what I say and get mad at me instead of like stepping back and being like, well, does she mean that? Like, how should I interpret this? It's easy to like jump to negativity, and it's kind of cool to bring that back because I used to be that way. I used to assume a lot of times the worst in people, and that made my brain toxic. Like, it just made my heart feel toxic. And I tried to adopt a more loving mentality towards people, which has screwed me over. Many times it has, but like,
same.
There are people, you know, I feel like the core of most people is good.
It is.
And
it is.
If you could try to look at that, that's what I try to do. It made me a much happier person at the end of the day, being more positive.
Like, even if like they, you know, do a lot of bad things, deep down inside, people aren't necessarily bad. I mean, there's like very few like really just bad eggs, but like,
yeah. There are good parts to every person. I think that it's not bad for you to choose to step away from someone who is toxic in your life.
Oh no, yeah, I agree. If somebody, if there's toxic people around you, I think you should cut them off.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
You don't
and that's like it took me a long time to be able to do that because it's hard. It's hard to like. You don't want to hurt somebody or feel like you're being mean to someone, but it's not mean to take care of yourself and protect your heart.
I think my thing is I give too much, and then people just take and take and take and take, and then it starts becoming into a toxic relationship where whatever, and then I like lash out, and then I just like cut people off out of my life, and I was like, I don't want you in my life anymore.
See, that would cause a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, I think I purposely give myself a lot of anxiety, and then I like panic because I'm like, oh my god, like these people now hate me, and then they're gonna talk shit about me.
But I mean, that's life, right? You have to go through things and experience things and then learn from those things. So if you see patterns in your life that cause you anxiety, that's like the first step, is recognizing like where am I starting this path of, you know, destruction in my own life, and like how can I cut that off?
Well, I've just recently realized that, and I'm like, okay, this is where I've done a lot of wrong in my life. Like, everything happened to like teach me to be a better person, but now I'm like, okay, yeah, that was a bad thing. This I should have done this differently. Yeah.
Well, I mean, whenever you have those realizations, you have two options, right? You could keep doing those things, or you could be like, I'm learning a lesson and now I'm going to do this better, and that's all you can do. And that's,
well, like, I was kind of just like in a circle for a long time, not realizing.
Well,
like...
see, that's the one option. Now we're over here,
and now we're progressing and we're getting better at things.
And that's kind of like one reason why I love YouTube, because I've done so many stupid things on YouTube and like made so many bad choices that have been broadcasted like to who knows how many people.
Yeah,
you know, but they can see how I did those things and am now learning from it and growing and getting better.
No, yeah.
And that's kind of cool.
I mean, like, I used to like dance in my underwear and then call people out for not being vegan and say people were awful people. And now I'm just like, you know what I mean? I would say like nasty things about people that weren't vegan. I was like, how come you guys aren't vegan yet? Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, I mean, I started my YouTube channel as a religious person. Yeah. I was like, as a Christian, I think this. So clearly, if I can go from that to here, like, anybody can.
Yeah, and now I'm just like, you do you. If you don't support my views, like, that's okay. You do yourself. Like, fuck. But also, comments always give me anxiety. But YouTube comments, like...
You should make hate comment videos. Like,
I should.
Those are fun. Like,
I have in the past, but like...
Yeah. I'm sorry those get to you. That's the one thing where I don't really relate, because I see a negative comment and I think it's hilarious. And I screenshot it and I read it in a video. Which is great. It accomplishes two things. First of all, it makes me feel better, because I'm like, lol. And second of all, it discourages people from actually leaving you real hate comments. Because they see that, like, you don't give a shit. And they're like, oh, well, he's not going to go cry about it. What's the point?
Yeah, people are really mean.
Yeah. It's the internet.
I'm just like, woo, internet.
Yay.
Did you see Wreck-It Ralph, that movie?
Huh.
Did you see Wreck-It Ralph? No. Oh, like, because he goes to the comment section and, like, it says all these mean things about him and he starts getting sad. And I was like, that's literally my life.
Nah. It's just people, like, keyboard warriors that are... I don't really understand why. Like,
people
I've never
do that.
left like a negative mean comment.
No,
on someone's,
same.
like, I just can't imagine, like, if I don't like somebody or I don't like the video, I click out of the video.
Yeah.
But people are different.
People, like, have to say their opinion and have to say, like, this and that, which, you know, you're entitled to, but, like, you don't have to bring other people down while you comment, like...
Yeah, like I said, you know, everyone grows and learns, and maybe one day they'll be like, yeah, that was maybe not the best choice. I don't know.
And then we get out of toxic relationships, hopefully.
Yes. That would be good.
Fast forward like 6 months from now and we both are in toxic relationships.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
No.
Oh, that's why you have
Hell
friends.
no.
We will not let each other be in toxic relationships. I'm like, girl, what you doing?
Nothing but good from now on.
Exactly.
You hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Well, that's why I've been single for so long.
Waving my finger around.
There's like, my hair, I think is like in the air. Okay, so that was pretty good. I think we learned a lot about anxiety and toxic relationships, and just, you know, if you're in a toxic relationship or if there's someone toxic around you, get out of that, because it's going to cause you more and more anxiety, and it's going to, you're going to spiral out of control.
I think it's just like, get to the root of why you feel this way and try to attack that.
Yeah.
Whether it's like therapy or, you know, making some tough life choices on your own. Just like focus on that, and then, you know, move on and learn and grow.
You have to be a little bit selfish. Like, you have to just care about yourself, because you can't better the people around you if you're not focusing on yourself and helping yourself get better.
Yeah, I mean, you really do. That was something that it's difficult. It's so difficult. If you're like afraid,
I know.
To, like,
no, girl, it took me the longest time.
Yeah, but I think those are some good.
No, I think, I think this is really important.
This is a good video, damn it.
Yeah, we did good. So leave comments below. I will be responding to comments.
Mean comments.
Mean comments. No, but
so
like...
you can screenshot them and make a video. Oh my God, I can't believe he's hanging out with that atheist whore. But there you go, I did it for you.
if we didn't talk about certain points about anxiety that you want to talk about, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll talk about it. Give other people advice, help other people, and, you know, I like this to be a very learning experience for us all. So thank you, Jaclyn, for being in my video.
Thank you for having me.
It's technically our first collab. Hey.
Oh my God, it's our first.
Oh my God. And not our last. No. All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.